case number 517 on the calendar in the matter of Shubin versus Greaves. President sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks in the seats, please.
All right, along with Mrs. Shubin and Mrs. Greaves, I'd like their two daughters up here, please. Tell me your first name.
Yours? Chelsea.
According to what I've read, Chelsea was spending the night at your house. Is that right? And it is your claim that sometime within that 24-hour period, without your knowledge, consent, or permission, Chelsea drove your car, causing some serious mechanical problems, and you want her mother to pay for half of the damage to your car. Mrs. Greaves says that she would pay for some of the damage initially, and then the bill came in, and it was a substantial amount of money, and she thinks that your daughter is primarily responsible for what happened with the car, so she's walking the bill. So, Camelia, what date was this when you used your mother's car?
It was, oh my gosh, I think it was October 26th or something. Or not October 26th, December.
Well, October to December. We're not even in the same month.
I know it's the same night of our winter formal, I know that.
Winter formal. When was the winter formal? In what month? Think.
December.
Oh, I knew by the process of deduction we get some of it. Ms. Shubin, what was the date in December?
The winter formal was January 11th. That was a Saturday.
Had both of you girls gone to the winter formal?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now tell me what happened with your mother's car.
Well, it was that morning.
Well, tell me what happened. Did you go to sleep?
We went to sleep, we woke up, we were getting ready for the winter formal. We went to the car to get my glitter.
Where was the glitter?
In the passenger seat.
What was the glitter going to be used for?
Our hair.
Why did both of you have to go out to get the glitter?
Because I didn't know where I left it. She was looking on the driver's side, I was looking on the passenger side.
And the car was unlocked?
No, I went inside and I asked my mom if I can get the keys to open the door to get the glitter.
Where was your mother when you asked her that question?
She was laying asleep in bed.
And what did she answer you?
She said, well, just go get the glitter inside the car.
And she gave you permission to get the keys?
Yes.
You took the keys and you went outside with Chelsea?
Yes.
And you had the keys in your hand?
Yes.
You opened up the driver's side or the passenger side?
Passenger.
Okay.
And then I opened the door for her. I gave her the keys to open the door.
According to what you told me a moment ago, the glitter was on the passenger seat.
Well, it wasn't on the seat. It was under the seat.
It was under the seat?
Yeah.
What was it doing under? Bert, are you enjoying this as much as I am?
Oh, yes.
I knew you would.
Wonderful tale.
There's nothing like honing your cross-examination skills. You opened up the passenger door.
Yes.
Why are you opening up the driver door?
So she can look on that side.
Yes.
Yes. And her elbow accident on the emergency brake.
Now, where's her body position? She's on the driver's side, right? And she's looking under the seat.
Yes. And she was on top of the seat looking in.
No, darling. Listen to me, sweetheart. That doesn't make sense. That may be the story you told your mother. But I want you to see this, okay? Bird, I want you to pull that chair out to me, would you? Just pull it out just a tad. Now, that's the driver's seat in the car.
Yes.
According to you, Chelsea is looking for the glitter under the seat because it's not over the seat. According to you, she's looking under the driver's seat while sitting in the driver's seat. Is that right?
She was laying on it. She was just like,
Show me. Sit down in the driver's seat.
she was like this
Show
and
me.
then looking under like that.
No. Show me. She's leaning in the car.
And then she's going like that. She was looking under.
You can't see anything from where your head is, darling.
She was going like that. That's how she was looking.
And then what happened?
And then she accidentally hit the emergency brake.
Show me how you do that. Show me how you do that.
She just hit it.
No. Show me how you do that. I want to see. She's looking all the way down, right?
Yeah.
But get down further. You can't see anything from where you're looking. You can't see anything from where you're looking. You see, what you have to do is if you're looking underneath the seat of the car, you have to look from the outside of the car in order to see all the way underneath. See, now I want you to step out. Step out of the driver's side. Now, stop right there. Turn around. Now, get down and look under the seat. That's right. Now that a girl. And you can get down. You can't get down if your feet are on top of the car seat. So that's the story you told your mother. It's a story I don't buy. But let's continue on with your fairy tale. becomes clear. Now, somehow, from the time that her foot miraculously got a hold of the emergency brake, in order to stop the car from rolling backwards, you got into the passenger seat of the car, and she takes the key, which she's holding, and puts the key in the ignition, and turns it on. Now, I want to know what happened first. Did you get into the passenger side first?
Yes.
And after you got into the passenger side, what happened with the key?
What happened with the key?
Yeah, she's holding the key. She's just open. I'll get to you in a minute.
Okay.
So, I'll get to you in a minute. Now that you see what can happen to you, we're going to get to you in a second. Okay. Now, she's holding the key in her hand.
Yes.
Go ahead.
She was holding the key in the hand and she turned on the car.
First, she has to put it in the ignition.
Yes.
What did she say when she put it in the ignition?
She said that she was going to pull it up.
Pull it up where?
But she said she knew how to drive a stick. I don't know how to drive a stick, so I couldn't pull it up.
Keep going.
And then she pulled back and then went up the street. And while she was going up the street, she was grinding the gears. And smoke was going out the back.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Shh. You weren't there. All right, Chelsea. Version 2.
We went into her mom's car, and what happened?
Let's talk about this glitter. Is that why you went into the car?
We went in there to
Look at my eyes.
look for the glitter and to talk because her mom was asleep and we didn't want to awake her mom.
Just a minute. How big is her house? Or does she have a one-room apartment?
No, she has a house.
How many rooms are in the house?
I think 3. There are 3 bedrooms.
Oh, one of those. So there are 3. There are 3 bedrooms. And I assume that her mother only sleeps in one of those rooms.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
And can you explain to me why you had to go into the car to talk?
Well, we were also looking for the glitter. We were sitting down and we were looking, and my arm, my elbow, hit the emergency brake. We rolled back, we rolled down. She ran in to get the keys in the car, and she's like, "Can you drive a stick?" I said, "Yes." And she
Hold
said,
on a second. So here we have a little different story. Here you did not have the keys to the car
No, the
before you
car
got
was
out there.
open.
The car was open.
Yes.
So when she goes inside to get the keys and comes back outside. What do you do next?
She's like, "Can you drive a stick?" And I said, "Yes." And she's like, "Why don't you go into the cul-de-sac and drive back up?"
Why is that?
Because it was at a better angle than just driving back up the driveway, because we didn't want her mom to know, because we were afraid her mom was going to be upset. So we went to the cul-de-sac, and she's like, "Well, why don't you just go up the street?" We went up the street 2 times and pulled back in.
What did you say to her when she said, well, why don't we just go up the street?
I said, "Okay."
Why?
Because I thought it would be fun just to go joyriding.
The car making a lot of noise when you had it out?
No, it didn't grind at all.
Now, at some point, you got up. What time did you get up?
It was about 10:30.
When did you go out to your car?
I ended up going outside probably about 11:30.
11:30, you got into your car?
That's about the time that I got into the car and pulled out of the driveway.
Where were you going?
I had to go pick my nephew up from school.
And where is that?
That's about 2 miles from my house.
So you drove 2 miles there and 2 miles back, is that right?
That is correct.
So when you got home and you sensed that something wasn't right with your car, what did you do? control of your car. That's according to your daughter, right?
Can I also raise a point?
Sure.
I was up till about 3 o'clock in the morning when she had stayed the night also because I try to be a good role model parent to keep an eye on teenagers because I don't know what they have in mind.
You're absolutely right. You never can tell.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today, Linda Shubin claims her car was damaged by her daughter's friend, 14-year-old Chelsea Greaves. Chelsea says Delinda's daughter, 15-year-old Camellia, is also to blame.
Okay. All I'm telling you is it was your responsibility to be vigilant and to make sure that these two girls couldn't get their hands on your car keys. Because if something had happened to her daughter, you would have been responsible. And that doesn't let you off totally, because you were doing the wrong thing, right? And I have to attempt to earmark responsibility, because certainly the one who's going to suffer is your mother, not her fault, right? You don't have any money. How old are you? 14. You don't have any money. The one who's going to suffer is your mother. Now, she had no responsibility whatsoever. She assumed that if her daughter was staying over at somebody else's house, the other adult responsible was going to make certain that their kids can't get into trouble or can't get hurt. But unfortunately, you are partially responsible. And I think you're a third responsible. I think you're a third responsible. And I think you're a third responsible. And I think you're a third responsible. Because I don't think that your mother should be half responsible when the plaintiff was in a position to say to her daughter, you can't have my car keys. You want to go looking for glitter, I'll go look for the glitter with you. I'm not giving you the keys to the car. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $600, which is 1/3 of the damage. That's all.
Parties are excused.
Invalidated.
Case number 260 on the calendar in the matter of Grace versus Ross. Parties this morning, Judge, may be seated.
Mr. Grace, you rented a room from the defendant. The tenancy lasted 1 day. You want your money back. And in addition to your money back, you want some punitive damages. You claim for invasion of your privacy. Mr. Rossi said you left of your own volition. You broke the terms of your tenancy, and you don't get any money back. Correct?
That is correct.
Out. What kind of place did you rent to her, Mr. Rossi?
Room inside of a private home.
With the owner.
Yes.
So you rented out a room in your house with kitchen privileges, I assume?
Correct.
How much did you charge her in rent?
$325.
And what other money did she give you?
First month's additional for utility expenses.
How much did she give you in total?
$575.
Had you advertised for this room?
Yes.
Where?
Buffalo News.
Are you legally able to rent in your home?
Correct.
You are legally able to do that?
Sure.
She signed the lease?
No. There was no written contract.
Why not?
Didn't feel the need to.
You have a tenancy, then you have a contract. That's what your rent is, what security deposit, what it's for, that it'll be returned, what you're going to do with the security deposit, put it in an interest-bearing account. I mean, you want to
There
do
was
all
no
these...
security. There was no mention of any security deposit, Your Honor.
Well, what was the other $250 for, sir?
Money that she chipped in for the utility expenses the first month.
$250 for your utilities?
Correct.
What utilities cost you
There was
$250?
no mention of any additional security deposit.
Mr. Rossi, had you ever rented a room before? Never. Who advised you legally?
No.
That's what I figured. Okay. Now, Mr. Grace, what date did you move in?
January 1st.
When had you seen the room?
3-4 days before.
And you spoke to Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
Who else lives in the home?
His girlfriend.
Just the two of them. How old are you?
19.
Your mother. Sit down. So what happened on January 1st when you moved in?
He helped me move my stuff into the apartment, and he was
What
asking
apartment?
me
It's
to
a room.
I'll get to that.
What apartment?
His apartment.
I thought it was a house.
No, it's not.
What is it?
It's an apartment that he is renting.
It's an apartment in a building that he's renting?
No, it's just an apartment, like a house, but he's renting.
He didn't tell me he had a pit bull. His pit bull burst into my room and started attacking me, started jumping all over me, biting my arms.
If a pit bull bit your arms, madam, you would know it. Mr. Grace, I don't want you to make up any stories.
It was
to
under the
embellish.
covers.
You understand?
Okay, yes.
A pit bull bites you all over the arms. You would have major scars, or some scars.
I was under the covers.
Oh, so this dog came into your room, and it scared you. Go ahead.
Then he came in my room, smoked pot. He got the dog off, and he sat down next to me, and he started talking sexually to me. And no, it's not. He's a liar.
You felt uncomfortable there, is that right?
Yes, I did.
Prior to you moving into his room, where had you been living?
At my father's.
Does your father live with your mother?
No,
How long had you been living with your father?
for about 3 years.
Why did you leave your father's house?
Wanted to become more independent.
Were you working
No, I was going to school
full-time or part-time?
full time.
Who was going to be paying your rent?
I was.
If you're a full-time student, how are you going to pay your rent?
I am on SSI.
What's the nature of your disability?
Depression, anxiety.
And you take medication for that.
Yes.
You were going to try to make it on your own.
Yes.
It didn't work out. And the next day, you said, I'm going back home. Now, when you left, where did you go?
I didn't go back home. I called up my mother and I was crying.
So did you go to your mother's house?
Yes.
And you stayed there?
Yes.
Is that where you're living now?
No. I'm looking back at my father's.
Everything okay?
At my father's, yes.
Now, Mr. Ross, aside from the fact that you illegally rented a room in a place where you were a tenant and you have absolutely no proof of the fact that your landlord gave you permission to do that, I'd like you to tell me what were your out-of-pocket expenses for the 24 hours that Mr. Grace lived in your house? It's not an answer, Mr. Ross.
Out-of-pocket expenses while she was there for 24 hours?
Yes.
Very nice.
Perfect. And if she left after 24 hours, why didn't you return the money to her?
Because I had to spend time to try to gain access to get myself a new tenant. If I was able to
What
have...
kind of nonsense did he just say? What kind of gobbledygook did he just put together? You're not catching it. You're not catching it. You are. Sure. Mr. Grace.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. 19-year-old Allison DeGrace claims former landlord Stephen Rossi caused her to move out after only 1 day. Allison says during her first night there, Stephen entered her room while she was asleep.
Mr. Rossi, my question was, you illegally rented a room. She moved out. You had absolutely no loss as a result of her moving out. If you were aware of the fact, Mr. Rossi, that when she moved in, that she was on medication, a fact that was evidence to me, then why didn't you say, this is not working out? She's unhappy. When you go back to work,
I wasn't aware that she was unhappy.
listen, she moves all of her things into your house. She comes there with her father, I mean, if you're an intelligent person, you don't look like an intelligent person, it's slimy, but not unintelligent. You understand that there's a certain dynamic here going on. This was what month? January in Buffalo. It gets very cold. I'm sure your brain thawed out enough in Buffalo in January to understand that there's a certain family dynamic going on here. So if it didn't work out and she was unhappy, she was stressed, whatever it was, you say, here's your $600 back. I'm not out any money. It didn't work out, especially since you were doing something that was in violation of your tenancy. You probably fell behind in some bills, and you probably figured you could get somebody to shore up a little bit. You did. You got a $600. You managed to pay off bills you were behind paying off, and you say you can't have your money back. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $600. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Everything he said was a complete lie.
The girl's on lithium, she's on Prozac, she's only 19 years old.
I'm not on heavy medication.
I think she moved into a place, she moved out the following day, it's her loss.
I'm not crazy.
I think the girl's nuts.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of D'Antuono versus Holmgren. Step forward, please.
26-year-old hairstylist Stephanie D'Antuono is suing her ex-boyfriend, personal trainer Thaddeus Holgren, for an unpaid loan to buy a car. Thaddeus says the money didn't become a loan until they broke up.
Mr. Antuono, I've read your complaint. You claim a loan to the defendant.
discussed it in detail. That
Well, what were the details?
how he had to pay me back. There was no confusion as far
Well, no,
as.
don't tell me there was no confusion. Just tell me what the agreement was. You said it was very specific, so tell me the agreement.
I agreed to loan him the money if he agreed to pay me back in full.
Was that as specific as it went?
Pretty much, yes.
Go ahead.
He agreed to pay me within a certain amount of time,
Well, that's more specific. What was the amount of time?
a couple of months.
Okay.
And when he didn't, he told me he was having some problems and wasn't going to be able to pay me at that certain time. So I was upset, but I agreed to allow him more time if he would give me payments. Whenever he had money, if he could give me some cash or whatever he was able to do. So he didn't. He failed to pay me.
When did you move in?
He moved in with me.
When did he move in with you?
That was about a year later.
So 1 year later, he's made no payments on this loan, and then you move in together. Well, just answer my question.
Yes, that's right.
Oh. And you lived together for a year.
No, we did not. We only lived together for about 2.5 months.
Your Honor, a little bit longer than that.
He was at my house on a regular basis, but he did not live there.
Fine. When did that start?
Probably around the time that I gave him the loan. He was staying there maybe a couple nights a week.
More than a couple nights, Your Honor.
That's not correct.
It's over 2 years since this loan was made.
Yes.
And over that period, you have not gotten any payments.
He did pay me $150
When?
in April of 2001.
Is that right, sir?
I don't know if it was 2001, but I paid her $150. But that's not including everything I did for her and her son.
What did you give her $150 for, Mr. Holden?
Because, if I'm with her and living with her, whatever, I expect to do something, to take care of her son and take care of stuff around the house and stuff.
That doesn't answer my question, Mr. Holden. What was the $150 for?
Just for her.
Well, tell me how that came about, the $150 payment.
She gave me the money and things happened. Hold on.
Mr. Holden, you're trying to think about the right answer. I don't want you to think about the right answer, sir. I want you to think about the truthful answer. You said to me, I gave her $150 when I asked you what it was for. You did a song and dance. Now I'm asking you the circumstances surrounding you giving her this $150 in March.
Well,
If you say I don't remember what it was for or the surrounding circumstances around it, I will understand that.
Well, I gave her money a couple times, so $150 is like me giving her money on a regular. Not on a regular, but I gave her money, like any other boyfriend would do. It wasn't like I was giving her $2,000 or like big money, but
Do you remember the circumstances surrounding the $150 payment? The answer is either yes or no.
Yes.
Please tell me what they were.
It was payment for money that I loaned.
That's not what I asked you. That is the conclusion.
The circumstances?
If you don't remember, say I don't remember. Remember that I will test you. If you don't remember, say it. If you remember, tell me.
I don't remember.
Did he give you any other money during the course of your relationship over the last 2 years?
He paid me $100 after our relationship had ended. This was this past April.
What was the $100 for?
For payment from the loan that I gave him.
Did you give her $100 after you separated?
Yeah.
For what?
That was for part of her thinking that I owed her all that money. So $100. That was part of me owing her the money.
That was part of her thinking that you owed her the money from the loan?
Right.
Oh, so you did, Mr. Holden, make a payment to her for this $2,000 loan. And you made at least one payment. Is that right?
Right.
And that was made within the past year or so.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to allow you in 30 seconds or less, Mr. Holden, to explain to me why this was not a loan and you don't owe her any money.
Okay, I'll start off with this. We made an agreement when we met. Well, after we met, she has a son. He's 4, well, he was 4 at the time. And her job is very demanding. She has different hours every day, like early in the morning sometimes and late in the evening sometimes. And her son goes to school early in the morning. She couldn't take him to school, so I would take him to school, get him up, get him dressed, pick him up from daycare, bring him back with me, and wait till she gets off. And he'd hang out with me for a period of time, whatever day it was.
So I'm listening. Oh,
Yeah, I did everything. I was like a kindergarten cop. This whole thing to me is just like she was pimping me through the whole thing. my, pimp.
That's a nasty thing to say.
That's how it was, because I was doing everything, but she still just seemed like I owed her this whole $25,000.
Well, let me ask you this question, Mr. Holden. How much rent did you pay?
I didn't pay rent at her house.
How much did you contribute on a regular basis for food for the house?
Depending if I went out the year or
No, in the house.
no.
How much did you contribute regularly towards the utilities? So you were basically living rent-free. You had no expenses.
Yeah, I have my own apartment too.
Where is your apartment?
At the time it was on the other side of town, where she lived at, on the west side.
Which side is nicer? Her
Well,
side.
Yeah.
Mr. Holdren, anything else you want to tell me, sir?
I just felt like I don't owe her the whole $2,500. I mean,
So you don't think you owe her the whole $2,500?
right.
Tell me what part of the $2,500 you think you owe her.
It would really be hard to say because
Well, I want you to think hard. I mean, it's your statement that I don't owe her the whole $2,500.
I don't know, because the time that I put into the relationship, not only with her, but her son too, it was like, I couldn't really tell, because I was working in the morning and in the afternoon, and my schedule was flexible because I was a trainer, so I, arranged it where, I could make it a better.
Mr. Holdren, what part of the $2,500 do you think you should be given credit for, sir? So I guess you'll have to leave it up to me, right?
Well, I was hoping you'll feel my side of the story as far as me taking care of her son and everything.
No, Mr. Holdren, I'm going to make it very, very easy for you, sir. If there is a contract that provides, even an oral there, you loaned me this money for the car, and I'm going to work it off by taking care of your son, $1.75 an hour while I'm taking care of him. That will be my contribution, so we're going to take that off the car loan. That's an agreement. But after the fact, you don't make that sort of an agreement. You don't sit back there and scratch your head and say, well, I did all these things for her. Therefore, I shouldn't have to owe her that much on what was originally a loan. Do you understand? That's just a lot of double talk that you're doing for me now. $2,500 was the original loan, and you paid her $250. So judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,250. That's all. Thank you.
Excuse you may step out. Down to case number 270, Calvin, Nevada, Weaver, Mayor versus Burke. Vice President, seated and seated.
Mr. Weaver, this case is a little complicated, so let me see if I can untangle. You had a 1989 van that you decided to sell, and I assume you put a sign out in the van. The defendant, who you didn't know, saw the sign and decided to buy the van. He gave you a deposit. There was some discrepancy as to the amount of the deposit, but he gave you the deposit. He was supposed to come back and pay the rest. According to you, he did not come back on the day he was supposed to come back, so the next day you sold the van to somebody else. When he did come back for the van, you told him, I'm sorry, you didn't come back when you were supposed to, so I sold it to somebody else. The defendant said, okay, give me my deposit back. You said it was a non-refundable deposit. Then there were several things that happened. He says you told him you give him some money when you got a check, and he came back a couple of times to try to get the money. In any event, you claim that he had you falsely arrested for terrorizing him,
Yes.
and you want to be compensated for that false arrest. Mr. Burt is counterclaiming. He wants his deposit back, and he wants damage to his car because he said when he tried to pursue you for the return of his deposit, you did in fact threaten him, and he threw a brick at his car, damaging his car, and his counterclaim. So, Mr. Weaver, tell me when Mr. Burt approached you, came to your house.
Yes.
What date?
It was July 17th when he came to my house. I heard a doorbell ring. Went to the door.
I asked questions, right? July 17th is your answer. How much were you asking for the van?
$1,000 for it.
Did you write up an agreement with him?
Yes, we did.
Do you have a copy of the agreement?
No, I gave it to him. It was like a receipt.
Can I see the receipt, please?
Yes, ma'am.
I want the original receipt.
Well, man, what happened to the original? My wife had washed my pants and it got destroyed, and I had to make a copy of it.
You say the price was $2,000, Mr. Burt.
Actually,
I want you to make very, very you sell it to?
On the 28th, I waited all day for him to call, left a note on my door even, which he had stated to me after he came 2 weeks later, after the 28th, that he had saw the note and never called me anyway, because he said his wife was in the hospital.
When did you sell the car? The
The night
28th?
of the 28th, what I did
To
was,
whom?
his name was Guy.
And you have all of his information?
Yes, I
correct?
have the canceled check and the
What's the
receipt.
cancel check? You see, you can step up, Bert. Step up.
I'm sorry. This is the receipt we wrote up the day of 28th.
Step back. All right, so this is my question. So 2 weeks later, Mr. Burton comes back and says, where's my car? And you said, I don't have the car, and he wants his deposit back. Clearly, based upon the evidence that you've just given me, sir, you sold the car for more money to this other person than you did to
The reason why.
you did to Mr. Burton. So, you were not out anything. Why didn't you give him back his $200?
Because when he had first come to my house, I said I needed the money for my mortgage, which was out of work because of my knee, and I needed the money by the 27th. I said it was a non-refundable deposit if you did not show up.
Come on! It's not in your contract.
I know I should have written it.
It's not there. And if you write up a contract and it's not there, I mean, not that I'm saying this might not have altered to alter the money, because I think that that's a possibility. Because clearly, I believe that you sold the van for $1,100. So why would you sell it to him for $2,000 and then sell it to somebody else for half that? Have a price difference.
Trigger there is $900.
Okay. Fine. So no way, Mr. Burt, do I believe that you paid $2,000 for this van. Do you understand that you agreed to pay $2,000 for this van? No way. Okay, because you're a businessman. And a businessman doesn't pay twice as much for something that it's worth than it's listed in that book for. So this, sir, that you handed to me, you altered. Oh, yes, you did. You did. $2,000. Deposit $1,200. That's what you wrote here. So somebody wrote in a 1 in front of the 2 and changed the 1 to a 2. Somebody did that. Maybe it was the user, car fairy or something. I don't know. Somebody did it, not you. So don't try to pull one over on me, Mr. Burton. He should have given you your deposit back, but don't try to make money off this thing. We understand each other, sir? Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Rick Weaver says he was arrested when Stephen Burt filed a false report with the police. Stephen says Rick threatened him and then threw a brick at his car.
Now, he came to your house a couple of times for the money. Is that right?
Yes, first time. I told him it was not a formal picture. And he left. He said he's going to sue me. I said, fine, you got to go. He came back again, and in good faith, I said, listen, I said, in good faith, we had a verbal agreement about the deposit sometime a month. It was verbal. I said, in good faith, I'll give you half of it back. I give you disability. He agreed to that. He said that was fine. I told him to come back. Now, in about a month, so he showed up 2 weeks later, and that's when all this other stuff occurred.
Well, tell me about all the other stuff, sir.
Me and my fiance were pulling up in my driveway. He pulled up behind us. We were walking up to my door, and he said, I need to get all your information. I said, what do you mean information? He said, for information to sue you. I said, you have my information. You have my, you know where I live, you know my name. I said, you have all my information or something. I said, get off my property, I'm going to call the cops and she'll harass you. About this $600.
What? Not 100, it's 200.
Yeah, he had to pay 100.
You didn't give him the 100.
No, because I didn't want my disability.
You got the money from the car, sir. That's not his problem. And I believe that you threatened him because that's what he's going to tell me. Is that right, Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Now, I've already caught you with one lie, so let's not do it again. I want you to tell me exactly what happened the second time you went to his house and said to him, give me your information. Do you understand, Mr. Burke? I don't want you to fabricate anymore. Good.
I went to Mr. Weaver's house. I seen him and his girlfriend pull in the driveway. I pulled behind him. Mr. Weaver came over to me. He says, I told you when I get my disability, I was going to give you $100. I said, well, we need to let a judge decide what to do in this case because I shouldn't be keep coming to you for a deposit.
You're absolutely right.
I said, and the reason I'm here is just to get
did you file?
I filed the same day
Where?
at Clementon Police Department.
So you left his house and went right to the police department?
Yes, ma'am, after he threw the brick.
Okay, when were you arrested, sir?
The next day, me and my fiance and a 12-year-old daughter pulled up my driveway. She pulled in because I've known for years. They said, Rick, I had to arrest you. Someone said you threatened with a gun. I said, you know me better than that. I said, I hate guns. I don't even let my kids play with plastic guns.
Quiet.
And he said, well, I have to do my job. It's coming from the family spirit for it. I have to do my job. So they arrested me. Took me down, fingerprinted me. I got arrested in front of my 12-year-old future stepdaughter, which was very embarrassing and degrading. They took me down in front of all my friends who were police officers. I'm friends with everybody in the town. Arrested me, fingerprinted me, photoed me. I had to go in a van, ride around in a van, like a county van. They put me in a holding cell for 22 hours, 18 guys. The one was the guy who was laying next to me on the floor, defecating.
I don't care. Don't go. It does listen to me. Your goal could have been avoided if you gave him his $200. Right? Goal could have been avoided if you gave him his $200. Now, I have a question. Did you throw a brick in his car? No, I don't believe he did. I don't believe he did, but I do believe he threatened him. Oh, yes, that I believe. I believe that you told him, get off or you're going to blow, whatever. That I believe you did. You see what happens when you lie once, Mr. Burke? When you lie once, like this, and you hand this kind of stuff to me, then I find suspect other things that you say, but it's not consistent. What is consistent is that he got annoyed with you coming around. And when you came back and you looked very polite, you said to him, I need all your information. I need your full address. He had his address. All you had to do was look up the number on the house and see his address. You wanted a phone number? Do you need a phone number? I'm not sure you do, but you wanted his phone. I can understand you not wanting to give you the phone number because maybe he was afraid that you'd keep calling to harass him. But I do believe he threatened you. Don't believe this, don't believe this. No, I believe you have the right to go and say he threatened me. If they followed through with that, I assume you told me the whole story, then you have no case. Now you have a counterclaim for the return of your deposit and the damage to your car. He's suing you for $3,000 for intentional infliction of emotional distress for the time he spent in jail and being arrested, all of which came about because he didn't do the right thing. He, in effect, stole your money. Understand? He stole his money. He gave you $200. You refused to give it back. He was very patient. You were treating him like a fool. And that's what happened to you.
Rick Weaver says he was arrested when Stephen Burt filed a false report with the police. Stephen says Rick threatened him and then threw a brick at his car.
You shouldn't have been a pig, but you were. You said, not only am I going to get $1,100 from this guy, I'm going to get another $200. It's $1,300 for the van. And the van is, according to you, got 200,000 miles, all banged up, not worth much, 13 years old, right? So here I got top dollar for this van. So you spent 2 days in jail because you were a pig. As far as you're concerned, sir, you're suing him for $2,085.12, damage to your car, which I don't believe, and return of the van deposit, which you say is $800, which I also don't believe. $200. So you get $200, you
And it was a regular mattress that fits into the frame of the waterbed.
What else do you want?
There was a computer desk that was purchased. That I had purchased.
So why didn't you take it with you?
Well, at the time, it was too big and it was put together. It would have had to have been dismantled to be taken apart for me to take. That would have required time, which he was not willing to give me.
So now you decided you wanted it?
Well, yes.
Well, I'm sorry you don't get it.
But, ma'am, I believe that he is in possession of it. I purchased it.
I don't care whether
and
you
if it is in his possession, that he owes me the money for that.
No, he doesn't.
Can I ask why?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
There are no courts for people who live together. Clearly, when you separated, he had no problem with you taking a whole bunch of stuff out of the apartment. So I read your complaint. I read your complaint and I read his answer. He had no trouble. You left and you said, you take this stuff, you want to take this stuff, you take it, the rest of the stuff, you leave here. You couldn't take this big bandura with you, you had no place to put it, so you said, to hell with it, I'll leave it there. As far as the bed is concerned, you had him get rid of his waterbed, because you had a pain in your back. He got rid of his waterbed, you put another mattress there. Now, you want the mattress back?
Yes, ma'am, I do. Because
Well, you
he is
can't
still
have
in
it.
possession of the bag that went
You
in it.
can't have it back. Because if you wanted any of these things back, a week after you moved out, you had gone to him and said, now I want these things because I believe they're mine. You litigate. You don't come into court a year and a half later and say, well, now I have a house that's big enough.
Ma'am, I
When
haven't
is it?
moved either. My place of residence is still the same.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because it's not the fact that I can fit it, it's the fact that I want him in, and I believe that he owes me for that.
He's not giving you a penny. He's not giving you a penny. The day after you move out, you resolve all issues. He let you take a whole bunch of stuff with you. And all of a sudden you wake up 8 months later and say, I put him on that mattress, or at least I want money for it. Where's that computer desk? He's got the computer desk. I want the money for that computer desk now. So, move on with your life. Don't bother me. You got your jackets back, that's it.
How do you guys do against that 318 Calvin matter? Purdue versus Higgins. President's warning judge and seated folks have 6 minutes.
Mr. Purdue, good morning. According to your complaint, sir, you gave the defendant rings pursuant to a relationship that the two of you were in. She was living with you for a brief period of time. You claimed that there was a promise that if the relationship did not turn out, she would give you the rings back. You claim that the relationship did not work out, she left, and you don't have the rings.
Yes, ma'am.
The second part of your lawsuit is a claim for a small loan. I think it was $40-some-odd in order to permit her to get a restraining order against a boyfriend of hers who was supposed to be an abusive boyfriend who she subsequently went back to.
Yes, ma'am.
You want that money back.
Yes.
And Ms. Higgins says that she did not have a relationship with you, and she was nothing but a housekeeping career, a housekeeper/companion. Yes, the rings were a gift. However, when you said you wanted them back, she went over to your house and threw them in your yard. Is that right? How long have you known her, Mr. Purdue?
Approximately 9 months.
Where did you meet her?
Met her in a bar. She was my buddy's girlfriend at the time. I met her. And before the night was over, she was sucking my fingers and everything.
Your Honor, that's a lie. I don't want you to get into anything that I don't have to hear to make this work. You understand, there are certain things that I don't have to hear graphic with. She was making advances towards you. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, go ahead.
Within a week, she broke up with this guy, and she called me and wanted me to move her out of there, move her into my house.
How did she get your home telephone?
Oh, I was more than anxious. I mean, I was the willing party at the time. I was impressed with her. She was a hot number in my book. But within a week, she moved into my house. Tried to, lead a normal life and everything, but she just didn't have it in her. 3 days or so, and she'd be gone all night. Then she'd come back in the morning, smelling like a billy goat, and I'd pick her out, and then the telephone calls would come back again, and we're back in another relationship again. This girl needs help. She doesn't have a job.
No, she doesn't need help. You need help.
Okay, I agree.
Tell me about the ring, sir.
Okay, I bought the rings in 1987 for my wife. She's deceased for 3 years. And because later, she stayed out all night. I presume now it was with Ken.
This is the boyfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
This was the one at the $42 about. But where was I now?
You were giving her the rings that were so sentimentally valid for you because you had bought them for your deceased wife in 1987, and you gave them to somebody who came home every third night smelling like a billy goat.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
That's where you're going.
She just 3 days we're engaged. She goes out that night, plays out all night long. I don't know where she was or anything. I broke off the engagement. I'm just driving her back to her mother's house. And she says, Bill, please let me have the rings for a couple of days. I said, why do you want the rings? She says, I want to save face in front of my family, my wife, my mother, and my kids. I said, okay, but I've got to have them back. When I went to get them back, she absolutely refused.
And then she's going to tell me, you said, give me the rings, I want the rings, I want the rings. She came over, she asked me to please let me go. Is that right?
What happened was he had started driving by my house and calling all the time. And one day he came over and all I had on was a t-shirt. He came in and he tried to hug me and grab my dress. At the time,
Get to the rings, please.
okay, I was with Ken. Okay.
Good for you. Would you
Ken
get
had
to
told
the
me
rings,
flat out.
please?
This is what he said. He said, I want you to prove that you're done with Bill Purdue officially. Okay. So we got in his van. He drove. We drove by and I threw the rings in his yard and I'll let him know that they were there.
All right, strike you. Now, let me go through this with you, Mr. Purdue. She told you at some point in between her going out the evening that she had to get a restraining order against him. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you say to her?
I went with her down to the town court. We did file a temporary restraining order. I gave her the money. She filed it. A month later, you go back and make it permanent in front of a judge. But the night before, we'd gone out for a couple drinks and she started to fight for no reason. I've got no idea why she's so mad, but she started to fight. So I said, you got to fight. I said, I don't care. But she said, okay, I'm going to court tomorrow by myself. I found out that she went to court. As soon as Ken walked in, they went outside for a long time. She came back in and dropped charges on that.
Fine, that still doesn't make this a loan, sir. Mr. Purdue. It doesn't make it a loan.
She asked me for the money.
Your Honor, he told me he was giving me the money.
Ms. Higgins, tell me something. That doesn't make it a loan, Mr. Purdue. She asked you for the money. You gave her the money. That's a gift. That's not a loan. So let's just deal with the rings. All right. Now, Ms. Higgins, I want you to tell me your version. The rings.
Okay, he had bought these rings. Okay, they were sitting in his house. Okay, in a box. Finally, one day night, he comes and he says, he looks right at me and he says, Liz, I know, and these are exact words, I know that you're probably never going to marry me, but I bought these for you. They're your rings. I took the rings. It's that simple.
So you were really nothing more than a housekeeper for him.
He and I...
Shh. That's what you say in your answer. That you took care of the house, and you were happy. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So it was a job.
It wasn't necessarily a job. I mean, we were both benefiting from it. I was staying there and taking a break from my house, and my mom's handicapped and I take care of her. So I was taking a break from that. And he was benefiting by eating and having his house cleaned.
So that it was a barter arrangement, but still a job. He got free room and board, and he had his house cleaned.
Right.
And his refrigerator replenished.
That's right. I bought groceries.
Then can you explain to me why he would say to an employee, you're probably never going to marry me, but I bought these rings for you?
So you answered. That's the reason I left.
What were you angry about?
Because my kids come to me and told me that he was trying to bribe my kids.
Why didn't you just return the rings?
I was angry and I just went and threw them in his yard and I called him and told him where they were. Because his threats, he was threatening that somebody was looking around for him to beat him up and everything else. And I was so fed up with the guy.
You want to say anything to me?
Yes, her and I have had a rocky relationship, but the thing is, I'm talking to the phone calls with him at 7 o'clock in the morning every day. He's come in between our relationship enough times. He was a nice guy when I met him, but he got worse and worse. There was conflict between him and I. He would kind of come by the house in the middle of the night.
You don't think that she's partially responsible for that?
I think they're both responsible for some things.
Right. The fact that you are not sleeping with him, sir, doesn't mean that he's more responsible than she is. She took advantage of him.
I wasn't sleeping with him.
I didn't say you sleeping with him, madam. I said the fact that he's not sleeping with him.
Oh, okay.
See, the reason he's angry with him is because why should he be angry with you? You share a bed together. He says you're equally responsible. The two of you are equally responsible. Well, the reason he's mad at him instead of you is because he sleeps with you, and he doesn't sleep with him. Now, do you understand that? That will be confusing to you. Not you, but him. Now, you understand. All right? So, they're equally responsible, but not really. She's more responsible. You want me to tell you why? Is their name Ken?
Yes. Judge.
There's no fool like an old fool. He's an old fool.
Yes.
Got a younger woman, makes you feel younger, makes you feel stronger. Says that she encourages him a little bit. She encourages him a lot because she's got to get away from one boyfriend, she moves in with him. She's got to get away from you because things aren't good, she moves in with him. She moves in with him, then she takes off and goes with you. She gets a restraining order. Quiet! She gets a restraining order, preliminary restraining order against you. She's saying, you poor me, I'm a poor victim, everybody's accusing me. And she said a lot of things about you in order to get a restraining order, sir. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
What did she say about you in the restraining order? Did she say that you were abusive?
Yes.
Did she say that you were threatening?
Yes.
Did she say that she was afraid of you?
Yes.
Was all that true?
Parts.
Parts, but parts not?
Parts not.
Were you abusive?
At times.
Really? Were you physically abusive?
There was some pushing every once in a while.
Every once in a while, you never pushed her.
That's not what I was told either.
Well, just a minute. A little obsessively, but didn't do half the things to her that you did. And then she made up some stuff along the way, according to you, when she made out that report, right? What do you mean you assume so? You got a copy of it, sir. You read it, right? That's why you showed up in the courthouse that day. And when you saw it, Ken, did you say to yourself, she's lying about some of this stuff? She's a liar?
Well, see, I didn't ask her any questions. I had no contact.
Did you say to yourself, she's a liar? I
In
never
parts
did
of
that.
it.
On some of the stuff you
Yeah.
did, right? So here we have two people on one side, and you now tell me that she's a liar.
I'll say fully.
A liar! If you lie,
Well,
you
you'd like to put it.
swear to an application for a protection order under penalties of perjury. And you lie, that makes you a liar. Right.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today, Bill Perdue says ex-fiancée Elizabeth Higgins owes for the cost of 2 heirloom rings. Elizabeth says she threw the rings into his front yard.
Listen to me. I find that these rings were given as an engagement gift in contemplation of getting married, and when Miss Higgins accepted it, she may not have been serious about accepting them as an engagement ring. She may not have been serious, but she led you to believe she was serious. I don't believe her story that she was the housekeeper and cooking chicken every other Tuesday and Thursday and making a brisket on Friday. I don't believe that. And if she wanted to return them, then she does the reasonable thing. If she in fact returned them at all by throwing them in the yard, she puts them in the mail and returns them. So I don't believe she returned them at all. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,850. Goodbye.
What is that? Step out.
I'm very glad she's got a new outfit. She looks like a kind of little Catholic girl.
We were just true friends. And I truly believe that. I believe he was a good friend to me, but obviously I was wrong.
I think I'll probably start going to church now instead of hanging in the bars and picking up women.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Leonard versus Norris. Step forward.
23-year-old bartender Amanda Leonard is suing her boyfriend's estranged wife, 22-year-old market research analyst Jennifer Norris, for harassment.
Ms. Leonard, you are in the process of dating the defendant's present husband, soon to be her ex-husband, and it is your claim that the defendant has been harassed. 30 seconds or less, tell me how she's harassing you.
Yes, ma'am. It started a long time ago. After they broke up, she cheated on her
you know, I feel like Travis is cheating on me. I feel like something's going on with somebody else. And I never told her that I thought it was her because I didn't want to make her feel awkward, you know. And then it was her. And they had been together